It started with glances, then silence, then an invitation that wasn't spoken, but was unmistakably understood. The days in Willow Creek began to stretch, heavy with heat and tension. Summer came early that year, or maybe it only felt hotter because of what was simmering beneath the surface. It was the kind of heat that made windows sweat and made people do things they'd later claim they never meant to do. Daniel Garner was no exception. He'd started walking his dog more often, even though the Garners didn't own a dog. He'd take long, purposeless drives around the block, only to end up parked near number 52. A grocery run would take an extra hour. His gym bag would stay in the trunk, unopened. He wasn't hiding it well anymore. Linda noticed. She noticed everything. But Linda wasn't the kind of woman who screamed or cried or begged. She played a different game. Quiet, strategic, patient. She watched, she waited, and in the meantime she played the perfect wife just a little too perfectly. Her kisses grew colder, but her smiles became sharper. And on the other side of the street, Jennifer Johnson watched all of it like a playwright admiring her cast from backstage. It was a Saturday when it happened. Daniel was in his garage pretending to rearrange tools he hadn't touched in months. Sweat glistened on his temples, not from labor, but from nerves. Jennifer appeared in the doorway like a shadow at first. Loose denim shorts, bare feet, a tank top that clung to her like a second skin. "You're avoiding me," she said casually, leaning against the frame. Daniel swallowed hard, trying to keep things normal. Jennifer stepped inside. "Normal is overrated." He laughed, short and bitter. "Tell that to my marriage." She tilted her head. "What's it like, being trapped?" He didn't answer. Instead, he turned toward the workbench and picked up a wrench, pretending it was important. She moved closer. "Linda's beautiful," Jennifer said softly, "but I don't think she sees you anymore." Daniel's grip tightened on the wrench. "She sees what she wants to see." "And what about me?" she whispered. Silence. Then, "You see too much," he said. Jennifer smiled. "I always do." That night it happened. Not sex. Something worse. Confession? Jennifer sat on Daniel's porch while Linda was away at a charity event. She held a glass of wine and stared into the dark sky, stars barely visible above the streetlights. Daniel joined her, the air between them electric with unspoken truths. "My marriage is dying," he said finally. Jennifer didn't flinch. "Mine's already dead." They sat in that silence for a while, two strangers on parallel tracks that had started to curve inward, bound to collide. "My husband cheats on me," she said plainly. Daniel looked over, surprised. "Mark?" She nodded. "And I let him, because I don't care anymore, or maybe I never did." "You sound detached." "I am. I love watching people fall apart. It's when they're most honest." He stared at her, unsure if she was joking. She wasn't. The next morning, Linda stood in the bathroom holding Daniel's phone in her hand. His text thread with J Landscaping was locked, but not well enough. She scrolled through messages. "Still thinking about last night. Do you ever wonder if they know? Sometimes I wish we could just disappear." Linda didn't scream. She didn't cry. She placed the phone back where she found it, adjusted her earrings, and walked downstairs to prepare breakfast. 2 sunny side-up eggs. Just how Daniel liked them. And just like that, the game changed. Meanwhile, across the street, Jennifer stared at her reflection in the bathroom mirror. Her lipstick was smeared, her eyes wide, but tired. Mark was still asleep in bed, snoring heavily. His phone buzzed. She ignored it. Instead, she opened her drawer and pulled out a small velvet box. Inside was a ring, an old engagement ring, the one Mark had given her when they were still young and stupid and in love. She put it on, then smiled, then took it off again. A week later, the swap happened. It wasn't planned, not really. It started as an accidental dinner between the two couples. Linda invited them, though her voice betrayed no motive. Jennifer accepted, smiling just a little too long. Mark showed up with a bottle of wine and a joke about neighborhood politics. Daniel poured drinks with shaking hands. The evening blurred quickly. Red wine, laughter, more red wine. A game of truth or dare, played half in jest. Then came the confessions. Jennifer dared Linda to share a secret. Linda sipped her drink, eyes locked on Jennifer. "Daniel cheated once," she said calmly. "I forgave him. He doesn't know I know." The room froze. Jennifer blinked. "Wow." Mark looked at Daniel. "She's serious?" Daniel stood up and walked outside. Jennifer followed him. Linda poured herself another drink. Mark just laughed. Outside, Daniel was pacing. Jennifer touched his arm. "She's lying," he muttered. Jennifer leaned in. "She's winning." And that night, somewhere between rage and impulse, Daniel kissed her. It didn't feel romantic. It felt inevitable. Inside the house, Mark and Linda stood in the kitchen alone. Mark raised his glass to her. "You always were the dangerous one." Linda smiled, "and you always underestimated me." Over the next few weeks, the boundaries dissolved. The two couples began seeing more of each other. At first it was friendly, then it was suggestive, then it was unspoken. A kind of game emerged. Flirtation, proximity, subtle touches exchanged like currency. The swap became real. Mark and Linda, Daniel and Jennifer. Then Mark and Jennifer, then Linda and Daniel. No one called it what it was, but they all knew. What began as thrill turned quickly into possession, then resentment, then obsession. Daniel fell the hardest. Jennifer was everything Linda was not. Carefree, passionate, unpredictable. She made him feel like a man again, like someone seen. But Jennifer, she was slipping away. Because Jennifer didn't fall. She lured. And Daniel, he was starting to need her. Need became dependence. Dependence became obsession. He began showing up at her door unannounced, leaving gifts, calling late, watching her through his blinds at night. Jennifer liked the power, but power is a dangerous thing to feed a man who's already losing everything. One night she told him, "This has to stop." Daniel froze. "What?" "This was fun," she said, reaching for her robe. "But it's over. You're getting too serious." He laughed, hollow. "I'm in love with you." Jennifer blinked. That's not my problem." Daniel stood, his face flushed, his hands shaking. "You said—" "I didn't say anything," she cut in. "You heard what you wanted." He stared at her like she'd slapped him. And maybe she had. Because in that moment, the man Jennifer thought she controlled. Snap! Across the street, Linda watched from the bedroom window. She couldn't hear them, but she didn't need to. She saw Daniel storm out. She saw the way Jennifer didn't follow. She closed the blinds, then picked up her phone. She dialed a number. Not Daniel, not Jennifer, not Mark. Someone else, someone unexpected, and said one word. "It's time."
If you found this story gripping, subscribe for more true crime cases that reveal the dark secrets behind everyday lives. Don't forget to like the video. It helps more people find these stories. And share this with someone who loves real-life mysteries, because sometimes the truth is more shocking than fiction.